Here are 4 highbrow, yes, I did say highbrow before the word video games, that will appeal to a crowd that is not wowed by big budget action titles. We have Erik Sofge. He's joining us right now with a rundown. Erik, so in the gaming circle, these are called art games. And what exactly does that mean?
Well, I mean, I feel like it's easy to get lost in the weeds when you talk about sort of what is or isn't art in any medium. But I guess if you think of these as kind of the indie games or indie movies of the video game industry, kind of like if most games are close to the Avengers or something, these are more like a David Lynch or Wes Anderson sort of film. And so they're all games that are trying to do something sort of interesting or innovative with how you tell a story in an interactive way, or even just sort of how you play games. So the controls might be sort of interesting, and you have to sort of figure out how to play them as you go, rather than the standard sort of point at things and kill them. And a lot of them also have very sort of beautiful graphics, but they're not trying to be realistic. And they're usually cheap too, and sort of available online. So these ones are all, I guess, $15 and under. So that's also a sort of distinguishing feature of art games.
Let's walk through a few of them that you found. Tell us about Superbrothers Sword and Sorcery EP.
This is a cool one. It's weird, but it sounds like a sort of traditional video game. You play a warrior monk, and you're sort of on a quest to stop an evil spirit. But it's actually kind of a postmodern take on that sort of fantasy tale. The people you speak to kind of use a lot of ultra modern sort of slang. They call you dude. They say you're awesome when you do certain things. But then it also has these great sort of melancholy moments where you sort of deal with this world that's been sort of, it's not in good condition, and you have to sort of use magic to release these spirits. It gets kind of complicated, but essentially you're creating music, and that's one of the big things about this game, is that it has this incredibly beautiful electronic score, and you have to sort of contribute to it by making tunes as you go.
All right, Erik, let's very quickly move through the last 2. Flower, I would like this one because you get to play the wind. That is your character?
Yeah, that's it. You're essentially moving across fields and then later sort of urban areas, and every time you touch a flower, it blooms. And so that's your only goal. You're not told to do anything, but you sort of intuit that that's what you're supposed to do, is move through here, through these environments, and make sort of lifeless places full of life and color. And that's also for the PlayStation 3, along with the next game that I think we're going to talk about.
I could get into that one. And so the next one we're going to talk about is Journey, indeed. Tell us about Journey.
This game is kind of the breakout hit among art games, I think. It was actually nominated for a Grammy this last time for its score, which is beautiful. It's this sort of full orchestral score. And you're essentially a traveler. You don't know why, but you have to head to a mountain in the distance, and so you jump around. You have a couple of things you can do that people would be familiar with, but maybe the coolest aspect of it is that you can play with another person, but it's not really a friend. It's a stranger who you sort of are randomly paired with, and they can help you, but they can't hurt you. So it's not a sort of competitive situation, which you often see in games, but rather just kind of a random person that you come across, and you help each other, and then you sort of part ways, and you've never actually spoken or had any other interaction other than in the game.